Hi, Kristen Horler here with MOMLETA, and I am so excited to share with you another Mom Strong interview. So today we have Ashley McLain with us. Ashley, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you live, how many children you have?
Sure, I am Ashley McLain. I live in Purcell. We have lived here for about 9 years. When we first got married, we lived in Edmond because we were still in college. But since we've been here, we've had 3 children. Casey, who is 5, John is 3, and James just turned 5 months. It's a tongue twister.
Wow, that's amazing. And where is Purcell? What state are you in?
Oklahoma.
Ah,
Yes.
excellent.
It's about 30 minutes south of Oklahoma City.
Oh, okay. That's helpful to know as far as where exactly you're located. So tell me, and I don't know that our viewers know this, so you are one of our MOMLETA franchise owners. How long have you been an owner, and how did you hear about MOMLETA?
I actually own it with my cousin Amanda, and we have owned it since January 1 of 2019, so about a year and a half. And since then, it has been a crazy ride. It seems like everything that the previous owner did has fallen out of place for us. So we're kind of building from the ground up, but it's been fun kind of making it our own.
Yeah.
We were sitting on the floor at her mom's house after we had both had our daughters. They're about 6 weeks apart, just like us. And said, we need to get up, we need to do something, we need to get out. We cannot sit here every single day. So we Googled like workout groups, mom workout groups, and baby boot camp came up. And so we called, and Sarah Smith owned it at the time, and she called us, and we got set up to go get started that Monday. We were nervous, but we did it.
That's so great though, with a 6-week-old baby and grabbing your friend, your cousin to go with you. So that's fantastic to have that support, that camaraderie, that accountability. So getting started. Now, your little one, so this is your firstborn, right, when you started as a member?
Yes, Casey.
And how old is your baby now?
5 months.
No,
Oh,
the
Casey.
one that when you started.
She's 5. Yeah, she's
5 years old. Okay,
Yeah.
so almost 5 years ago that you joined classes. That's
Yes.
amazing. And then you transitioned from being a member at some point to actually owning the franchise. You said about 18 months ago. So that's a big transition. Tell us a little bit about what you've learned, and I'd love to focus in on what the top 3 things are that you have discovered that you really enjoy.
Yes, I mean, I love it. I love instructing, I love teaching. That's probably part of my controlling nature. But I like to be a good example to my kids, because it's not just enough just to say it, but they hardly listen to you anyway. But if you can show them what to do and live it yourself, then they're going to want to do that. And I've seen that in my kids. Will come home and they'll play boot camp, or Casey likes to help me teach now that she's 5. She likes to help me teach at boot camp. Also, I like seeing how the moms change, how their lives change. I know when I first started, I had really bad postpartum depression, and you want to be happy because you have a baby, but it's also hard at the same time. And so being in this moms group has really just given connection, and I can see that in other moms and how it changes them.
Yeah, it's so true. No one can really explain to you what it's like to go from being a woman to being a mother. You can read all the books, you can talk to all the people, but no one can really prepare you for that massive life transition, plus all the flood of hormones that are so unpredictable that come along with that. So that's great. So it sounded like you and your cousin came out for a workout, but found a little bit more than just that.
Yes, we have made lifelong friends. It's just fun, and it's challenging, and it's rewarding all at the same time. Getting to see other moms come out of that depression and have excitement. And my kids have also made best friends. Like there's another mom that started at the same time that Amanda and I started, and our kids have grown up together, and they're best friends. And I love that too.
That's
So
great.
that's awesome.
Now, is there one thing about being a MOMLETA franchise owner that maybe you didn't expect, but you were maybe pleasantly surprised about, something that you learned about yourself or about being an entrepreneur that you discovered over the last 18 months?
If I put my mind to it, I can do it. I'm a little scatterbrained, but this helps bring it together, bring me organized, and gives me discipline and accountability. And I like that because things can get lost in the shuffle with being a mom, and you often lose time for yourself and your mind. You feel like you're losing your mind sometimes, but this holds me accountable, brings me together, really grounds me with the other moms, helps me stay on track and make sure that I'm doing something for myself too.
Yeah.
Which is really important.
Which is so interesting from my perspective. I know that, yes, you say you're doing something for yourself, but do you even realize the impact that you have on the moms in your community? Like, you are giving back in such an incredible way. And what I'm hearing also from you is that, you know, you joined almost 5 years ago as a member looking for fitness, right? And then found this incredible community and accountability within the fitness realm, and then became a franchise owner about 18 months ago and have this whole new, I guess, realm of accountability when it comes to yourself, professionalism, your business partner, right? It's so interesting to hear that transition. So not everybody knows this, but to become a MOMLETA owner and instructor, you do need to become a nationally certified fitness professional. So before you became a fitness professional, before you became a mom, what did you do for work?
Before I was a mom, I was going to college. I did get my degree. I have a bachelor's in organizational leadership. And then I worked at a bank for a while. And then when we moved to Purcell, I worked at an eye doctor as like an assistant to the eye doctor. And then shortly after that, I started having children. So by 25, I wanted to be pregnant or having children. So that was my goal. So I always knew I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I have baked a little bit in between. I love to cook. I love to bake. So I have baked cakes for families, decorated cakes, cupcakes, cookies. So I do that in my spare time. And I think it's also a good trait I can pass on to my children. And they love to get in the kitchen and help. And that makes them want to eat it if they're helping.
So as someone who also loves to cook and as a former chef, someone who can also understand what it's like to be a little bit, you know, controlling, how do you deal with the mess? Like, how do you deal with the kids, you know, spilling flour, cracking the egg, you know, and making a mess? Like, how do you handle that?
I don't even worry about it. Yeah. I let them help me clean it up in the end, or, you know, because they think it's fun to wash dishes. So they wash the dishes and they wipe the flour up and everything like that. I just don't worry about it. They're learning. So I just say, oh, it'll all be cleaned up in the end.
That's good.
One way or another.
I know I had a lot of anxiety about that when my kids were younger, and I wanted them to be in the kitchen. Like, I wanted them to experience the love of cooking and the love of food and the process of making things from scratch. But oh gosh, you know, it's like flour and eggs and sugar everywhere. And it's just kind of, you know, the experience is far more important than the mess, especially with your kids. My goodness, loving washing dishes. Is there anything else they like to do? Vacuuming, folding laundry?
They do like to mop. John likes to change the laundry from the washer to the dryer. That's None amazing. Of them like folding or putting their clothes away.
Yeah.
But I'm like, who wants to earn a quarter? So they earn a quarter and they help.
Now, I have to tell our viewers, if you guys are not already following, and we'll put the links in our post, if you're not already following MOMLETA Purcell and Norman, Ashley's done some great live streams with, I think you did a cake in a mug recipe a couple weeks ago, and just some really simple things. I think it was right at the start of quarantine where you were posting some live streams of some really simple recipes. So we'll post up the link to your MOMLETA Facebook page so moms can check out your great videos that you've done. Now, if you were not a MOMLETA franchise owner, what do you think you would be doing as a mom, busy mom with 3 children?
Well, hopefully somebody would have bought boot camp and I'd still be going. Sarah was selling, so it seemed like a good idea to buy it. But hopefully going to baby boot camp and probably just being busy, baking or staying home and playing with the kids. I don't think that I would be quite as busy, but maybe busy in a different way.
Right.
But I don't know.
Filling your time. I mean, 3 kids.
There's never a lack of something to do.
Yes,
Just whether I want to do it.
Understand that. So I want to like kind of rewind a little bit, you know, before March 2020, and I want you to try to think about and share with us a little bit about what your family and work life looked like, because a lot of the moms that I've interviewed have said, wow, you know, January, February, this is kind of what life was like, driving the kids here, doing this, going to teach classes, right? And husband, where was he? Where's he working? And now where are we at? We're at the beginning of July. So many of us have been on, you know, quarantine or shelter in place, a lot of restrictions with coronavirus. So I want you to give us a picture of what life was like before March of this year, and then we'll talk a little bit about what life looks like now. And you know, for some people it hasn't changed much. So tell us a little bit about what life used to be like.
I'm one of those that hasn't changed much. My husband was still an essential worker, so he still had to go to work. Although he couldn't go in his office, he had to work out of his truck for the whole time. He's still not allowed back in his office. But as far as for me and the kids, I mean, we stay home a lot more. I'm not going to Walmart and just walking around because I don't want to be inside the 4 walls. Staying away from parks was really hard. But before that, I was getting ready to have my 3rd son and, 3rd child, 2nd son. And we really weren't that busy. My kids are still pretty young, so we're not involved in a ton of sports and things yet. So we generally just stay home most of the time, or we go to the park, hang out, play games. So it didn't really change much because my husband was still going to work. So,
how is that for you guys? I mean, you've got 3 kids, your oldest is 5. You know, I remember when my kids were that age, it's like we couldn't sit still for an hour or 2. It was impossible with all the energy they have. And I know you've got a newborn too, so hopefully the baby's sleeping a little bit, but with the older 2, like, what are you doing when they've got this pent-up energy? Do you guys have backyard space out front? You know, parks are closed. It's kind of challenging. So what are you finding, you know, on your day-to-day life?
Right now, it's been 100 degrees outside, so we are generally outside all morning until about lunchtime, and then we come inside, and then we'll eat lunch, and then we'll have like quiet time where they'll go in their rooms, and that's where they can either do their screen time, or Casey likes to play Barbies and John likes to play with trains. I usually put the baby down for a nap, and I'll just sit and watch TV and eat a snack in peace for about an hour. And then after that, they play Play-Doh, they play with sand. Occasionally they'll run around outside with the water table, the swimming pool, but it's so hot, so we try not to be outside for too long amount of time. But before, when it was a little cooler, I just have them ride their bikes forever. They love to ride bikes. So we were outside riding bikes, and I would rock the baby in the rocking chair on the porch.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's good. Yeah. And it's got to be hard when you can't take them, you know, like here in Florida, it's hot, different kind of hot than you guys have it. It's 89, so not quite as awful. And the humidity is so high. So, you know, a place that we would go when the kids were younger is the mall, the indoor mall, where it's air conditioning and they've got a little play area. Well, none of that is happening right
Yeah,
now.
none of that.
Yeah, you got to be kind of creative with that. So, hats off to you for keeping your sanity. And I know it's probably touch and go from one day to the next. So tell me, so we're going to talk just a little bit about, lockdown and coronavirus and how things have changed for, the current time period. We don't know for how long things are going to be the way that they are. And obviously every city is a little bit different, but tell us, what are 3 things that you really miss the most? If you're like, oh man, I want to get my eyebrows done or my nails or, food or people or family, whatever it might be. What are 3 things that you miss the most?
I think going out to eat with family and not having to count, okay, is there 10 of us? Is there not? Are we
So you guys are on
each other, are we wearing masks? Like, and especially with a young baby, I didn't want to take him out anywhere until he at least had some shots. So I think I just miss being able to just pick up and say, hey, let's go to the movies. Let's go to a restaurant. Let's go to the pool. I mean, the movies aren't even open, and that's a good just go-to.
That's so true. Us. In the summertime, I didn't think about that. That was something we would do on the weekends with the kids in the summer. It's so hot out.
And bowling. I think just now stuff is starting to open up like that, like bowling and the swimming pools and things like that. And I miss regular news.
I know.
I miss just regular news. Like when I turn it on, there's not anything too exciting happening or going on. It's just,
dull.
Yes. Can we just have a little less excitement for a while?
Well, we're gonna flip this on its head, and I want to know, can you come up with 3 things that you actually don't miss that, it's just like, wow, what a blessing. I'm enjoying it this way.
Not much for us. It hasn't changed, but I love seeing people out at the parks where there was not so many people out. And I like seeing people spending more time with their family. It has brought us a little closer as a family because we couldn't go out. So we're like, what game can we play? What movie can we watch together on TV tonight? Or something like that. I'm enjoying seeing people talking about spending more time with their family and that both parents have been home. Yeah.
That's great.
Bringing people together.
Really great perspective. I love it. Okay, my last question for you, Ashley. If you had $10,000 and 2 weeks to travel anywhere in the world, where would you go and who would you go with?
I would love to go to, there's 3 places. Hopefully we can squeeze it all in. Germany, Ireland, and Italy. My family is from Italy, from Naples. So I think it would be cool to go visit that. But I would probably take my husband and my kids. I'm all about experiencing, my kids getting to experience everything. I don't have to go alone, although sometimes it'll be nice.
Yeah.
But my husband and I were married for 10 years this year.
Oh, happy anniversary.
In May. So we haven't really done anything to celebrate yet. We were remodeling our house at the time and everything was still closed. But I would like to go there, and I would probably take my husband and my kids.
That sounds like a wonderful holiday. I think it's good to dream and have things to look forward to, even if it's not going to happen in the next 6 months. So.
I don't know if it'll happen in the next 6 years, but it's good.
We will see. We will see. Well, Ashley, thank you so much for joining us today for another Mom Strong interview. And I will be sure to post the links in our recording to your MOMLETA Norman and Purcell Facebook page. And if any moms have friends in the area, they can come out and try a free class. Now, you guys are back to in-person classes, is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, we're back to in-person classes Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 9 to 10 at Lions Park in Norman.
Wonderful. That's great. Yes. And we still have virtual classes available for everyone if they're, not quite ready to come back to in-person classes, but they can always come try a free class with you. Absolutely. And Amanda, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.